Okay, yep. So at 7:02, we're going to call the meeting to order. Can I get a motion, please, to adopt the agenda?
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Councillor Ferguson makes that motion. Gary, if you need us to slow down at any point, just let us know. Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. We have a few delegations this evening. We're going to start with Michelle Brown with Childhood Cancer Awareness. Hi, would you like to come up to the mic if you're comfortable doing that?
I think I talked about Okay, some of you know who I am, some of you don't.
You'll have to go there. You gotta pop the washing.
Okay. Some of you know who I am and some of you don't. Some of you may know my story, some of you don't. When May of 2011 comes around, you guys all remember the fire. For my family, when May of 2011 comes around, we find out that my daughter is sick. We don't know what's going on. A month later, we find out she has brain cancer. It is a very precocious situation. We don't know what's going to happen. She has a tumor the size of a mandarin orange. It gets removed. We go repeatedly for checkups and whatnot. In the end, she has treatment. She has 2 tumors removed. And unfortunately, she still passes away 2.5 years into her battle. Without kids with cancer, without the support of a few people in this town. Yes, I live in Smith, but to me, Smith is a part of Slave Lake. Smith is a suburb of Slave Lake. Without people within this community, we wouldn't have had the support that we had with the help that we got. Why Kids Cancer asked me to speak is because it hits home. Because I am unfortunately on the other side of the end. I'm on the other side of the spectrum that children do die. But yet I can explain that as adults, we can function. We can live. But kids, they have a life to live. They need that support. We lose our hair, no big deal. Kids lose hair, they get called names. Both of my daughters, unfortunately, they did attend school here, had very well educations from both of the schools, public and private. Unfortunately, when kids hear about children with cancer, they shy away. I am a parent that believes in to have compassion, you have to breed it. You have to nurture your children. My girls had people walk away from them. Kids walk away from them. We don't want to catch what you have. At the time, 11 years ago, 10 years ago, when my daughter was diagnosed, I went to the school and I said, you know what? There is a wide variety of programs to educate you guys, to educate the children. These programs are free. And at the time, my daughter was one of the very first children diagnosed here in Slave Lake. I said, heaven forbid. I said, cancer is scary. Kids with cancer is a scary situation. And I said, and as the years progress, there's going to be more and more children diagnosed with cancer. We need to educate people. They didn't listen. Now, as you know, more kids within this community have gotten cancer. We're asking that the town make a proclamation, make it awareness that you promote. September is Kids with Cancer Awareness Month, to know that this is out here. Let's do our part to help these kids. You know, just to make it aware. This isn't going away. Unfortunately, it's going to be here. But I am a parent that can say, I've seen both sides of the spectrum. And we as parents still live, we still push forward, we can still be productive people, and our kids can't. We just have to make everybody aware that it's here, it's not going away. And when these kids get sick, no, you can't catch it. Your children can't catch it. It's not like that. So I would love it for if you guys could, if you can just make it make everybody aware, or if there's the lights outside, gold is childhood cancer. That is our ribbon. Or if you can put ribbons around, if you've got businesses in the community that want to do something, but just make it well aware that, hey, it's not going away. There's going to be more children. I don't even want to get into the statistics because the statistics are high. The statistics are even higher for kids that die from it.
Well, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate you coming. Thank you for sharing your story. My condolences to you. Do you know, is the month of September Childhood Cancer Awareness Month for the country? Or is that an Alberta thing? Is it?
It is actually all over.
All over.
It's September is usually always like breast cancer is whatever month. And like, so in September, I attend a bereavement. We honor our children. We get gold ribbons that we wear. I wear my gold ribbon the whole month of September. We do actually a lot of stuff to honor our children.
Perfect.
There is even the botanical gardens in Devon. They've actually they've made a tree there and they've got gold leaves on it. And all of our children that have passed away have their names engraved on them. And when they passed, and it's not quite open to public yet, but it's in the process of being opened. And yes, my daughter's name is there and on it. And it's something that, you know, I'm proud of.
Sounds beautiful. Is there any questions from council? Councillor McGregor.
Is there a specific day, Michelle, or is it all month? Or
All
is
month
there
long.
a day that anyone else does, or that there's something like that specifically goes on that we could target like a certain day to
Like I
do
know
something?
in September 1st, usually it's within the first week in
Okay.
Edmonton, they light up the high level bridge all gold.
So that first week is when other people get right away started.
Yeah, they just bang it out and they just make it aware. And then, you know, when we do our I want to call it bereavement, but I know it's not. When we do that, it's later on in September. Like we've released butterflies. We've done a lot of different things. We've released balloons before you get in trouble for doing that. But there's a lot of things that can be done. And I think it's, you know, it does bring a community together. And it makes people just aware that kids get it. And guess what? It's not the old that get it. It's not the rich that get it. Everyday people like me, our kids get it. And it's not going away. And unfortunately, even if my daughter was able to beat it, but by her having treatment, the statistics of her getting cancer again were high. They just didn't know when, and they didn't know where. And so that's another thing that you have to think about is that, yes, you might be in remission, but depending on what kind of treatment you've had, you can get it again. I sat with a room full of doctors like this for her radiation treatment, and they said she will get it again. We just can't guarantee when, and we can't guarantee where.
I think education for anything is important. I think it's key to continue to educate the public on as much as we possibly can. So I think we can just leave this with administration. Probably do a proclamation in September. Talk about that. And thanks again for coming. I really appreciate it.
And if you need to know any more information,
We know where to reach out.
yeah, and I'd be honored to help you guys in any way or to do anything that you might have a suggestion with.
Councillor McGregor?
Could we make that proclamation though, because our next meeting won't be until the 7th of September? Like that's our first meeting in there, so we're already kind of missing a few days. Can we make the proclamation to make childhood cancer awareness September, like for the month now, and then leave it with administration to check with community services and operations and see, so we don't miss it?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You want to make that motion?
Make the motion.
All right.
So
motion.
make the motion to proclaim September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Slave Lake.
Okay, a motion on the floor. Called the question. Those in favor? Carried. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Sharing your story.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we leave this with administration to see what different departments can come up with and maybe bring it back to the September 7th meeting.
In terms of decorating and stuff like that throughout the community.
Gold ribbons or whatever they can come up
Anything they
with.
come up with. There's lots of stuff that she'd already said that was free places they can find out. I'm not doing their job, but that's good enough, Gary? Okay, thanks.
Okay, motion on the floor. Called the question. Those in favor? Carried. Delegation, the second delegation of the night, Mohammed. Solomon? No? Not here? Okay, we'll go on to third delegation, final delegation of the night, the Northern Star Slave Lake.
Good evening,
Good
ladies
evening.
and gentlemen. I'm here for representing Hotel Northern Star. I'm the manager there. There is we received a tax reminder in the month of July 12th. We received a reminder with a penalty of $704, which is like before the tax was, it was on auto debit. But from January onwards, it was not debiting. So, and we got the reminder that we have not paid it. So we have not stopped any time. We have not stopped the payment. Still, it's not debiting, and we got the reminder that we are not paying. Even we don't get any reminder that it's not debiting. So it's not a right penalty.
Understand we have the correspondence here, so thank you for coming. Questions from council? Questions, comments from council?
Just a statement. I personally have no problem with waiving the penalties. It looks like it was an honest mistake. So, and you guys were on it pretty quick. So I have no problem with that. So
Anyone else?
if there's no other questions, then I'll make a motion. Gary, do you need the tax roll number or do you guys have the number behind the scenes? The exact amount?
We can go with the tax roll number behind the scenes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we waive the penalties associated with this tax roll. And then you guys can figure out what the amounts are behind the scenes.
Agreed. I think it was an honest mistake. Once you guys got the reminder, you paid up right away. So I appreciate that. And we have a motion on the floor to waive the tax fee. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So once we'll get the final, so we'll pay the balance.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yep, you'll get a notice.
Hopefully that will be auto debited, right?
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. All right, we have a bunch of previous minute meetings that we need to approve here. Hopefully everybody's read their package. So let's do this. Special meeting on June 22nd. Motion to accept those minutes. Counselor Busk, call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Regular meeting of council. July 6, 2021. Questions, concerns? Counselor Gremlick makes the motion to accept the minutes as presented. Called the question. Those in favor? Carried. Special meeting of council, July 13th, 2021. Any concerns, questions? Motions?
I'll make the motion to accept them as presented.
Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Special meeting of council, July 26, 2021. Comments, questions, concerns?
Did you miss the committee of the whole?
The 13th. Oh, we did two on the 13th. My apologies. Committee of the whole, council, July 13th again.
I will make that motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Councilor Gremlick makes that motion. Questions,
Hey,
concerns?
hold on, we're trying to catch up here. We think we missed June 22nd. That's not in here.
It's not on the agenda?
No, that's not in our package. Just hold on, this feels like Monday. Me and Darren was searching, but I can't see June 22nd on some way back at the beginning.
It was on the emailed copy. It is not in the paper copy.
Just move it.
All right, since it's not in the paper copy, Gary, we will table that one of June 22nd. We'll cancel that motion and table that till the next meeting, till they're in the package there. Good catch, Councillor McGregor. Good catch, Councillor Busk. All right, where are we now? Committee of the whole. Everyone there? We got that one in these papers. All right. Motion on the floor by Councillor Gremlick. Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Special meeting of council, July 26th. Councillor McGregor.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the special meeting for July 26, 2021 as presented.
Comments, concerns, questions? Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Special meeting of council, July 28th. Councillor Gremlick has a motion on the floor. Concerns, questions? Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. July 29th. Councillor Busk. Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. July 30th. Councillor Ferguson. Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Committee of the whole meeting, August 10th. Councillor Gremlick, questions, concerns? Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. CAO update.
So good evening. I just have a couple of things to highlight. There were two small vehicle incidents under the Health and Safety Department area in the last week. Both of them were very minor vehicle damage. Town has issued 3 new business licenses, which is always good news for. In terms of tax penalties, October 1st is the next tax penalty deadline, and administration has been working on contacting all those affected by their phone, letter, or email for anybody who has unpaid accounts. Quick update on some of the projects that are happening in town. The downtown revitalization project, some of the RFP for demolition was issued, and the RFP for the concrete resurfacing is expected to be out in the next couple of days. Our project manager has also been working with TELUS around the Fire Hall Internet project and has identified another possible solution for some additional cost savings to save us some more direct drilling costs. So that's another good news story. And the trail connection that's adjacent to the Fire Hall that would connect Big Fish Bay is been awarded under budget, and construction should be starting in the next couple of weeks. Trail relocation or repairs in behind the church and mosque over in the southeast corner of the town should be underway here shortly, just as the contractor is getting mobilized and ready to go over there. Fire department has responded to 304 calls for service in total for the year and 12 within the last week. Probably one of the most significant things that they've got going on, in addition to a lot of other activities, but they have a team that has been deployed to Logan Lake area of BC for assisting with the BC wildfires. Going to jump down to community services. The Homeless Coalition has done lots of work this past while, and one of the things that's happening is a housing and service needs survey starting between August 25th and September 4th. And there'll be a number of agencies and volunteers within the community that will be working on that. And it's also, can tell if fall must be in the air because ice has been installed in arena number 1. Staff have been trained on the new Zamboni, and hockey school is running this week as well as the start of summer rec hockey. So it's that time of the year again on some of the pieces needed to help make sure the all-in event takes place. Certainly, there's lots of events listed on the bottom of the update, and there's lots happening, lots coming up in the next little while. Be happy to answer any questions that council may have.
Questions from council? Councillor Gremlich.
Gary, is ice available for rent to the public yet?
We have some slots available, yes,
Okay.
predominantly in the evenings.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Councillor Busk.
Just wondering, Gary, if you might have some information. I see under FCSS that the Homeless Coalition, or they're doing a survey from August 25th to September 24th. Do we have any information on the last survey that was done? I never recall seeing anything that we had one done, or that they did one last year, and we were going to see the results of that one. And I'm just curious. It seems like we haven't seen anything from the last one. So
Yeah, the challenge of Councillor Busk is that the last survey was, I'll call it inconclusive. There wasn't enough survey material received back. And so the intent with this one is to try to get better data than what we had last time.
Councillor Ferguson.
This might be a question for Kush, but do we have a timeline when we expect the demolition at Rennie Hall Plaza to be completed?
So we're hoping to start first week of September and expecting like 4 or 5 days.
Okay. And then a follow-up. So then the concrete resurfacing work, and when do you expect that to be completed by? My only, what I'm getting at, my only concern is winter's going to be upon us before we know it.
Yes. So
and I just don't want to see it left over the winter, right?
I understand. And that's what we are hoping for, to finish it up by end of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole project or the concrete resurfacing?
Yeah, the concrete resurfacing is the majority of it. So
Okay.
should be completed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions for the CEO? No. Thanks, Gary. It's exciting to see all these events coming up. Everything looks busy, busy. Reports and new business. Lift Station C, Force Main.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Just the purpose of this report is to update council regarding the lift station C force main replacement project. Just to provide you a little background, the project scope includes replacement of existing 6-inch diameter sewer force main to a 16-inch diameter PVC force main by vertical trenching. The upgrade is planned to improve overall capacity of the lift station C discharge system by accommodating higher flows during peak season. The project was approved for construction in 2020 budget year, but was deferred to 2021 due to pandemic. The allotted budget for the project is $1,454,600, which is to be funded from water reserves and gas tax funds. The administration had put out the project for bid on February 16th, 2021, and was scheduled to close on March 11, 2021. At the time, just before closing time, we received 4 bids, of which during evaluation, we found out that 1 bid was incompliant, and the remaining 3 bids that came in were compliant but were over budget. Just to give you a reference, that our pre-tender estimate was for construction was $1.05 million. Due to the formal nature of the tender, we cannot proceed with any negotiations with the contractors directly. So our only option was to cancel the tendering process. So instead of increasing the budget, we thought we can take another approach by putting the project out as a request for proposal, which is one of an informal form of bidding that allows direct negotiations with the contractors in case the budget, if the number comes over budget. So we posted the second round of opportunity on April 6th and closed on April 22nd. And at that time, we only received 1 bid, which came at $1.54 million, which is even higher than the one that we received previously. So when we tried negotiating with the contractor, he mentioned that the reason for this price jump is the material cost. So then we reached out to the PVC material supplier in Canada, and then they confirmed that between starting January, they have seen a rise of 46% in the price. And just to confirm that number, we requested a price from them on March 23rd, which came out to be $190,000 just for purchasing the PVC material, piping material. And then we also requested another price on April 27th. For the same amount, same material, the price went up to $241,000 from $190,000. So which was just a bump of almost 28% within 1 month. And the reason for that was the biggest manufacturer in Canada, they buy their resin supply from southern Texas. And that area had suffered like a severe winter storm, and they were struggling to get back in like full operations. And at the time, the demand was really high compared to supply, and which just inflated the price really high. So our recommendation is to defer the project to next year and then restart the procurement process early 2022. We will monitor the material and labor cost if there is any increases over the next half of the year. And then come the budget season, we can adjust the budget as if required. Until the construction begins, we can continue with our existing risk management plan, which is to monitor flow levels during wet seasons. And if the existing lift station gets surcharged with more volume of sewer, then we can start deploying hydrovac trucks, which can be in operation between lift station and lagoon, just sucking out the sewer and just dumping at the lagoon site. So to date, we have spent almost $74,548.28 to complete the project design, as well as the 2 procurement rounds, which was funded from water reserves and gas tax funds. So our recommendation to council is to accept this report as information.
Thanks, Kush. Any questions or comments from council? Councillor
Just a
Ferguson?
comment. So I appreciate the fact that you're bringing this to us as a deferral rather than, pushing ahead, and blowing the budget, right? So I do appreciate that. So it looks like the risk is mitigated. You guys have that taken care of. So yeah, I'm in favor of deferring it.
Okay.
So that being said, I'll make a motion that council sets this report as information.
Motion on the floor. Call the question. Those in favor? Carried. Thank you, Kush. Mayor's Corner. So Mayor's not here today. Deputy Mayor is here. And we had a few meetings with ministers this week. Last week, we met with Minister Nixon of Environment and Parks. We talked a bit about Devonshire Beach and the Bird Observatory. We have been guaranteed a meeting by the end of September with them to reconvene and see what they can bring to us plan-wise for capital infrastructure, capital projects down at the beach and the Bird Observatory. We also had a minister meeting with Minister McIver of Municipal Affairs. Unfortunately, I did miss that meeting. Any of the gentlemen want to give a quick update that were there? Going once, going twice? No, and no one? No update?
Wasn't really any different from what was formally put out from the town. MSI
So-
funding, police contracts, a few roads, even though that's not his portfolio anymore. Kind of.
So, yeah, Mr. McIver was the Minister of Transportation, so we have met with him a lot. And now he's a Minister of Municipal Affairs. So changed portfolios, pushing along with the same things. And that looks like we are done for this evening. So I will entertain a motion to go into closed session. Councillor Busk, call the question. Those in favor? Carried.